Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is the 22nd April 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And all the training lessons are available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. At our channel homepage, click on the post. Click on the tab post. Some of you might be seeing the tab community in place of post. In that case, click on that community tab. You get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So please go through all these lessons one by one, but according to my training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So go to the video description. Join at our Telegram channel. There at the top of the Telegram channel window, you can find pinned messages, and one of the pinned messages are having all the training instructions. So please learn this course according to those training instructions. Then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months time period. So please make use of this opportunity. Now I am getting into report generation. First, I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. Then I will generate stocks near demand and supply zones. Then I will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades. Finally, I will generate stop buffers. Okay, starting with NIFTY 50 supply demand zone chain. Starting with monthly time frame, I am generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. So this is NIFTY monthly supply demand zone chain. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, and look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and always look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. And also I am giving you only few seconds time to watch the report. So I request you pause the video, study the report, and then proceed to the next reports. So please remember this rule. Okay, now I am going back and generating weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, I am generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Serial number 23. Serial number 23 is having the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. Let me adjust in the center. Okay. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All are 5 minute supply zones. I am scrolling the list down to get the demand zones also. So here the serial number 33 is having the nearest demand zone to the current closing price. So let me adjust in the center. Okay. So this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain reports. Next I will generate a Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. I am going back, changing the name to Nifty Bank. That is nothing but Bank Nifty, and starting with monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So with this we have completed generation of the Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So we have generated both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next we will find the stocks near demand and supply zones, and for daily and above time frames, price closed inside the demand and supply zones. A daily time frame and 75 minutes time frame, we will also identify high liquidity zones. Excuse me. Starting with the yearly time frame, price closed inside the yearly demand zone, no stocks are available. Near yearly demand zone. Near yearly supply zone also you don't get stocks, no stocks. And price closed inside the yearly demand zone, we got 3 stocks. See, those who don't understand the structure of this report, please go through lesson 21.1, part 1 of lesson 21. In that video I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks are available. Next time frame, half yearly, stocks near half yearly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near half yearly supply zone also, no stocks. Price closed inside the half yearly demand zone, we got 2 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next time frame, quarterly, stocks near quarterly demand zone, we got 1 stock. Next, stocks near quarterly supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone. We got 18 stocks. We can further filter this list based on EMA Confluence. In the EMA Confluence at quarterly time frame, I am checking quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence or not. At the same time, the trend on the quarterly should not be sideways, because EMA Confluence does not make any sense in the sideways. It can be up or down. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. Next, quarterly time frame. Price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 15 stocks. We can further filter based on EMA Confluence. We got 4 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone. We got only 1 stock. Next, stocks near monthly supply zone. 11 stocks we got. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 23 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So we got 3 stocks. Next, for monthly time frame, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Now NIFTY is inside the monthly supply zone. Scrolling the list down. So total 32 stocks are filtered. Now we can filter based on monthly supply zones are having monthly EMA Confluence. Now we got 17 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list. So NIFTY also monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. If I am scrolling the list down, total 17 stocks filtered. Okay, this is about monthly time frame. Next time frame is weekly. Stocks near weekly demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Next, stocks near weekly supply zone. 16 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. So total 24 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zones are having weekly EMA Confluence. So we got 3 stocks. Always look into the search strategy and also the entry time frame you selected. So this is about a weekly time frame. Next time frame is daily. Entry time frame daily. Let us find the stocks near to the daily demand zone. We got 5 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity zones from this list. Okay, Power Grid is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. Only one high liquidity demand zone we identified from this list. Next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Angel 1 is having a high liquidity supply zone. BPCL is having a high liquidity supply zone. HCL Tech is having a high liquidity supply zone. Laurus Labs is having a high liquidity supply zone. LIC Housing Finance is having a high liquidity supply zone. MGL is having a high liquidity supply zone. Titan is having a high liquidity supply zone. We have identified 7 daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. Okay. Next, price closed inside the daily demand zone. We got 1 stock. It is a pierced zone. Okay, next, price closed inside the daily supply zone. We got a big list. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, and the Nifty is closed inside the daily supply zone. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. Total 92 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on daily supply zones having daily EMA confluence. In the EMA confluence at daily, checking daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence or not, and also trend on the daily should not be sideways. It can be up or down. With these filters, we got 14 stocks. Out of 92, only 14 daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. So this is about daily time frame. The next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near 125 minutes demand zone. We got 13 stocks. Next, stocks near 125 minutes supply zone. We got 9 stocks. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 16 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. Bank of Baroda is having a high liquidity demand zone. Bank of India is having a high liquidity demand zone. Cient is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. I mean not daily, 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. This is a pierced zone, so not valid. That's it. We have identified 3 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone. So we got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity supply zones from this list. CG Power is having a high liquidity supply zone. So United Spirits is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. So total 2 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones identified from this list. So with this we have completed identification of daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones, that you can use it for HLQ zone strategy. And the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, stocks near 25 minutes supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near demand zone, 15 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. We can further filter based on this zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. None of them are having 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minute zones are not having any 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Okay, next for 15 minutes time frame. Stocks near 15 minutes supply zone. We got 6 stocks. Let's verify how many of these 15 minute supply zones are having 75 minutes supply zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 2 stocks, but both are indices. Okay, next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near 5 minutes demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Let's verify ITF demand zone confluence. That is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 2 stocks. Next, 5 minutes time frame. Stocks near 5 minutes supply zone. We got 6 stocks. So let's look into supply zone confluence. 55 minutes and 15 minutes supply zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 3 stocks. And the third one is a pierced supply zone. Okay, with this we have completed finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. Next, we will look into bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly, daily and hourly income trades. Okay, starting with monthly income trade bullish trade setup, entry time frame daily, entries on demand zone. Bullish or bearish at daily time frame, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. With these filters, we got 19 stocks. First 18 stocks in the list. NIFTY Bank and NIFTY Financial Services both are listed in F&O. Both are supporting bullish trade setup. And the daily zones are all-time high daily demand zones. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks are filtered. Bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are, these demand zones are daily demand zones until here. Let us further filter based on the zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. So with this filter, we got 9 stocks. In these 9 daily demand zones are overlapped with weekly demand zones. And weekly trend, ITF trend is up in all the stocks. So let's verify weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence or not. If any of the stocks are having weekly EMA, then the overlapped daily demand zone inside weekly demand zone is having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. The EMA confluence at weekly time frame, I'm checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Anyway, weekly trend is uptrend. It is bullish trade setup. We got 5 stocks. So these 5 daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success to compare it to the other filtered stocks. But this is based on daily and weekly demand zone confluence and weekly EMA confluence. Next we have to look into daily, weekly and monthly demand zone confluence and later monthly EMA confluence supported stocks. So I am going back, removing this weekly EMA confluence. Now we should look into monthly also. So in the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter, daily with weekly demand zone confluence, is already enabled. So next filters, daily with monthly demand zone confluence, weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. In these 2 stocks, these daily demand zones overlapped with weekly demand zone, both together overlapped with monthly demand zone. But monthly trend is up in only 1 stock. So that's why if this stock is having monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence, then the overlapped daily demand zone inside monthly is having more high probability to get success. Let's verify if this is having a monthly demand zone with monthly EMA confluence. At the same time, monthly trend should not be sideways. So in the trend and monthly, I am selecting as an uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. We got 1 stock that is having uptrend. So this daily demand zone is having even more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why this zone already gave 1 test. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish at daily, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhance score 12. With these filters, we got 7 stocks. These 7 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade, and all the entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. These are the supply zones, entry time frame zones. Out of these 7 daily supply zones, how many supply zones are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, that is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I enable the filter. With this filter, out of 7, all 7 stocks are filtered. That means in all the 7 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone. But weekly trend is down in all the stocks, ITF trend. So if any weekly supply zone having weekly EMA from this list, then those daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zones, and also the weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. So the daily supply zones are having more high probability to get success. So let's filter EMA Confluence at weekly time frame. I'm checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence or not. And anyway, trend for all the stocks are downtrend. So we got 4 stocks. So these 4 daily supply zones are having more high probability. But this stock you have to use it only for pierced zone strategies. Okay, this is about LTF, ITF, supply zone confluence and ITF, EMA confluence. Next we will look into HTF, that is monthly also. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, that is daily with weekly supply zone. Next, daily with monthly supply zone confluence. And weekly with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. In these 5 stocks, these daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zones, both together again overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is down in only one stock. If this stock is having monthly supply zone with monthly EMA confluence, in that case this daily supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. So let's verify. And trend on the monthly should not be sideways, it should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. So that one stock is filtered. That means this daily supply zone is having more high probability to get success. So this is about bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next we will look into weekly income trade stocks. So first weekly income trade, bullish trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish at 75 minutes, I am selecting bullish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So that's why in the pierced count parameter at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. Pierced count 0 means zone won't be pierced. So total 12 stocks are filtered. All these 12 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. And the entry time frame zone is 75 minutes demand zone. All these are all entry time frame zones. So we are having 12 75 minutes demand zones supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Out of these 12 75 minutes demand zones, some might be having even more high probability to get success. That we will filter based on the zone confluence and after that EMA confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, out of 12, 7 stocks are filtered. In these 75 minutes demand zones are having overlapped with daily demand zone. And the daily trend is up in all the stocks. So if daily demand zone is having daily EMA confluence, then the overlapped 75 minutes demand zone inside daily might be having even more high probability to get success. That we will filter based on the EMA confluence. At a daily time frame, daily demand zone with daily EMA confluence and also trend anyway, it is uptrend, daily trend. So we got 5 stocks. So these 5 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success to compare it to the other stocks. Okay, but this is LTF, ITF and ITF EMA confluence specific. Next we should look into even HTF confluence. So I am removing EMA filter. In the demand zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 75 with daily. Next 75 with weekly demand zone Confluence. Daily demand zone with weekly demand zone Confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only one stock. So this 75 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together again overlapped with weekly demand zone. But weekly trend is sideways, so you can't verify EMA Confluence because it won't give any advantage in sideways trend. So this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone supply zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum order enhance score 12. And 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes time frame, setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 8 stocks. These 8 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are these 75 minute supply zones. So total we got 8 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 8, how many 75 minute supply zones are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the supply zone Confluence. First filter is 75 minutes with daily supply zone Confluence. So I am enabling the filter. And out of 8 stocks, we got all 8 stocks. That means in all the 8 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in all the stocks. So if daily supply zone is having daily EMA Confluence, then the overlapped 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. That we will filter in the EMA Confluence at 75 at daily time frame, because 75 minutes is overlapped with daily. So we are checking daily supply zone having daily EMA Confluence or not. Anyway, daily trend is downtrend. Let's filter. So we don't have any stocks. Check the Confluence, supply zone Confluence, daily and 75. Check the EMA Confluence, daily supply zone with daily EMA Confluence. So no stocks. Okay, fine. Next, let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence. I am removing EMA filter. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled, 75 with daily. Next 75 with weekly supply zone Confluence. Daily with weekly supply zone Confluence. By setting all the 3 filters, we got 7 stocks out of 8. That means in all the 7 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones, all these 75 minute supply zones overlapped with their daily supply zone, and again both together overlapped with their weekly supply zones. So weekly trend is down in 5 stocks. These 5 stocks, any weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence, then the overlapped 75 minute supply zone might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA Confluence at weekly time frame, checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. So it should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. With these filters, we got all the 5 stocks out of 7. Because the remaining 2 are sideways trend, they are filtered. Look into that EMA Confluence, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA Confluence. That way these daily supply zones are having more high probability. But you should not forget the principles you learned in lesson 27. When weekly supply zone, maybe there might be some more 75 minutes supply zone might be there. If this is violated, the next one probably may give you success. If you did not complete lesson 27, first complete lesson 27 and then you use these strategies. Even lesson 29 also explained. Okay, this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Just a minute, let me drink some water. Okay. Next, let us look into daily income trade reports. Daily income trade bullish trade setup. Entry time frame 15 minutes. Entry is on demand zone. Bullish or bearish at 15 minutes time frame. I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ. Minimum odd enhancer score is 12. And this 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 18 stocks. First 15 stocks in the list that are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Even NIFTY is there, NIFTY next 50 is there from the indices. Okay. I'm scrolling the list down. Total 18 stocks are filtered. Out of these 18, 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter is a LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes demand zone and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. With this filter, we got 14 stocks. Even NIFTY and next 50 also, the demand zones overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Let us verify if the 75 minutes demand zone out of these 14, because 75 minutes trend is uptrend, if any of the 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, then the overlapped 15 minutes demand zone inside 75 minutes demand zone is having more high probability to get success. That we will filter. So in the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I am checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence or not. At the same time, the trend on the trend on the 75 is anyway uptrend. So no need to select any filter. So let's filter the stocks. We got 2 stocks. So these two 75 minutes demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Okay, next let us look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Going back, removing this EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, 15 with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. Next 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. Next 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 5 stocks. So in these 5 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with daily demand zone. Even Nifty next 50 also overlapped with daily demand zone. So let's verify. Out of these 5, we have 1, 2, 3. 3 stocks are having daily trend as uptrend. Let us verify if any of the daily demand zones are having daily EMA. In that case, the overlapped 15 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. So in the EMA Confluence at daily time frame, I am checking daily demand zone having daily EMA Confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let's filter. We got same 2 stocks. I think one more stock we got as Bank. Finance Industries previously filtered. So these 2 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. So this is about bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame daily. Entry zone is supply zone. In bullish or bearish entry time frame should be 15 minutes. I made a mistake here. So entry time for daily income trade, bearish trade setup, entry time frame 15 minutes and entry zone supply zone. And also in bullish or bearish trade setup, at 15 minutes time frame, I am selecting bearish. And zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And also 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 15 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks. So these 3 15 minute supply zones are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. These 15 minute supply zones are entry time frame zones. Out of these 3, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on the zone confluence. First filter LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With this filter, out of 3, we got 2 stocks. So these 2 15 minute supply zones overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down. Let us check if any of the 75 minute supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. So with this filter, we did not get any stocks. Okay, fine. Let us remove this filter and look into HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. 75 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got only 1 stock. So this 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. See, this is having us already tested 12 times. And the daily trend is a downtrend. Let us check if daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence or not. So this is filtered. That means this 15 minute supply zone is having even more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why it is already tested 12 times. Excellent. So this is about bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, we will look into hourly income trade supported stocks. Bullish trade setup for hourly income trade, entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish at 5 minutes time frame. I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score 12, and also this 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 5 minutes time frame, setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 20 stocks. So first 15 stocks in the list supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frames are 5 minutes demand zones. Scrolling the list down, so total 20 stocks are filtered. Out of these 20 demand zones, 5 minutes demand zones, out of these 20 5 minutes demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success? That we will filter based on this zone confluence. First filter, LTF and ITF demand zone confluence, that is 5 minutes and 15 minutes demand zone confluence. So I am enabling the filter. With this filter, out of 20 stocks, we got 16 stocks. First 16 stocks in the list, first 15 in the list, scrolling the list down. So total 16 stocks are filtered. In all the 16 stocks, the 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zones. And the 15 minutes trend is down in all the stocks. So this is the ITF trend. Sorry, this is bullish trade setup, right? So ITF trend is up. In all the stocks, ITF trend is up. So that's why if any 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, then the overlapped 5 minutes demand zone inside 15 minutes demand zone is having more high probability to get success. That we will filter. In the EMA confluence at 15 minutes time frame, I am checking if any 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. None of them are having daily EMA confluence. See the EMA confluence, 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. Okay, fine. Next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported. Removing the 15 minutes EMA filter. Now in the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled, that is 5 minutes with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. Next 5 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. 15 minutes demand zone with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence, we got 8 stocks. In all the 8 stocks, the 5 minutes demand zone overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes demand zone trend is up in all the stocks except 7th one. Eliminate 7th one and remaining stocks. If 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence, in that case, the overlapped 5 minutes demand zone in the 75 minutes demand zone might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, checking 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA confluence or not. At the same time, trend on the 75 should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. Let us filter. So none of them are having 75 minutes demand zones, not having daily EMA confluence. Okay, this is bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone supply zone, bullish or bearish at 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum order enhancer score 12. and also 5-minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 3 stocks. So at present, these 3 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 5 minutes supply zones. Out of these 3 5-minute supply zones, how many are having ITF supply zone confluence? Let us verify. 5 minutes with 15-minute supply zone confluence. So I'm enabling the filter. Out of 3, 2 are filtered. So these 2 5-minute supply zones are overlapped with 15-minute supply zones. And 15 minutes trend is down in both the stocks. Let's verify if any of the 15-minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. None of them are having. Fine. Removing EMA filter, let us look into HTF supply zone confluence also. That is 5 minutes, 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. First filter is already enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got again same 2 stocks. 75 minutes trend is also down in both the stocks. So this time we will verify if 75 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence or not. Now also we don't have any EMA confluence. So this is about bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list indices, remaining all are equity stocks. So I'm scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. After that you can proceed further. Okay, I'm scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let's all meet again in our next video. Thank you.